Hey folks, JD here, and today I thought I'd make a short video just looking at basic analysis of the photos and the videos from the Fimi X8 SE when we took it out the other day. Now I have got something to say right before we look at the photos and go into the videos, and that is that I hadn't noticed that when it was picking to rain that there was a couple of rain droplets on the camera. That drastically altered the photos, so the photos look very blurry. So just bear that in mind when you look at them. So let's get on to the photos. So as you'll see, a couple of them are blurred down to that water. That's pretty much it. The photos get a little bit better as the water starts to run off the lens. If I had noticed, I would have cleaned the lens up and taken some more photos, but unfortunately I hadn't at the time. Now, I'm quite happy with the photos. I'm quite happy with the angle of view with that camera. It's 120 degrees and it's not too fisheye. In fact, it doesn't look that fisheye to me at all. It looks pretty true, pretty straight, pretty dead center. Again, very happy with that. It handles motion very well as well. I had noticed that there was one of these photos is a little bit more noisy than the others. I'm putting that at this particular time down to the rain droplet, not being able to capture the photo properly. But we'll see again when we take it out to fly in the next couple of weeks. So the photos definitely are better than some of the other photos that you get from other quadcopters. I'd still like to see maybe a little bit more, but maybe, as I say, that could be down to the day was very grey, down to the water on the lens. So I'm not going to look too much at that at this particular time, but I will take more photos when we are out the next couple of weeks. So directly onto the videos. So these videos now were shot at 4K at 30 frames a second. Now, once the water had moved off the lens, I was very happy with the quality of the video. I thought the video colour was very nice. It wasn't too grey, it wasn't too saturated. It actually looked very good. These particular settings I'm using on the day are the standard default settings. I haven't touched the ISO, the aperture, anything. I have left it exactly as it came out of the box, and I did that on purpose to see exactly what you would get directly lifting it out of the box, charging it, and then flying it immediately. Now, as I say, the colours are okay. It doesn't really show it off that well in these particular videos because now we're in the winter. The colours have gone from the trees. Everything looks quite dank and quite horrible, and the day was very grey. But still, it's a lot better than what you would get with a lot of other quadcopters. The thing that stands out the most to me about all of this is the fact that usually on grey days you get very noisy video. These videos aren't that noisy, and I'm actually really quite happy with the overall output. If I was filming something for a family or friend, then honestly I would be very happy in handing over this video to them. Now, there is one thing about the video that did leave me very cold, and it wasn't about the video exactly, but about the camera and the gimbal. Now, as I said in the flight video, I haven't updated the firmware at this particular time. The firmware is just directly out of the box, whatever version it is. There is a new version out there. The app is nagging me to install it. We'll come to that in a later video. What I noticed is that the gimbal would snap back every now and again. So roughly every 10 minutes or so, even if you were flying in a straight line, if you were just flying gently, so there wasn't that much tilt on the quadcopter, you would notice that the gimbal just snapped back. It would move, and what I mean by that is it would twist to the left and then go back to the centre. It did that 2 or 3 times during the flight. I thought that was a little bit, well, off. But honestly, thinking about it, once I install the firmware update, it's probably going to fix that anyway, so I'm not too concerned at this particular time. If it keeps on happening, then my concern will grow, and I'll look to see whether I can find a proper fix for it. But for the second, I'm pretty sure that a firmware upgrade would fix that. The 3-axis gimbal, I thought putting that one issue to side worked very well. When turning the quadcopter using yaw and roll at the same time to produce a nice arc, the 3-axis gimbal held the video very, very well. Once you straightened up, once again, the gimbal straightened up very nicely for you as well, giving you that lovely smooth motion that so many people love. Now, that being said, I can't wait to take this out and do it again and keep on flying it. I'm going to keep on flying in these horrible grey days and adjust the settings. I've also got a couple of days, hopefully coming up, when you've got a nice and sunny day, and I can adjust some of the settings again and we can see a good comparison between the two. But until then, my friends, we'll have to make do with what video I have here. Now, there was one other thing that stood out to me about these videos. and that was the SD card has to be quite sizable. Now, because you're recording in 4K at 30 frames a second, your SD card has got to be able to write back fast enough. So what I use, and what I've always used, and you can go back through any of my videos and I've said exactly the same, the only SD cards I use are class 10s. They're fast. The quality of video from the camera to the SD card is excellent. I don't have any issues, and yes, I cut the cards up and replace them every 6 months or so, just to ensure that I don't get any write failures. Unfortunately, what we did get in the first flight video I did of this is I didn't clear the SD card. I only managed to record 5 or so minutes of video, but that's okay. That's not too bad. So there we are. That's just my quick video out of the way with, just to see exactly. Well, so that's it. That's my quick photo and video complete. Just wanted to have a basic look at it. We're going to be jumping into it a little bit more in depth as time goes on, but still, for that I have got to wait for some of this weather to clear so I can get a good glimpse of what that camera is really capable of on a nice bright day. Alright then, my friends, what are your thoughts about the Fimi X8 SE's camera and the gimbal? Do you agree with what I said? Have you had a different interpretation of it? Have you had a different experience rather with it? If you have, let me know in the comments below. I'd like to strum up some conversation about this. Alright, my friends, thanks ever so much for watching and listening. I've been JD, you've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe and ring that bell too. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the channel. So until next time, my friends, happy flying.